are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Ha. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad like, thug like, bright lights in sight. All right. Dad like, thug like, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad like, thug like, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra When the Walls Fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. How are you doing today?
If friend of the show, Davey C, wrote that today,
Yes.
that last line where he goes, "Let's get it."
What? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he would make it "Let's go."
Yeah,
because that's a very popular, like, "Let's go." It's become a very popular phrase.
Why? Where?
I don't know.
How?
It's everywhere.
Let's go?
Yeah.
I mean, that's been around for a while, hasn't it?
Stella,
let's go.
Let's go.
I don't
She
think.
doesn't know.
I don't think.
No, it's a thing. I don't like.
Let's go is a thing.
It's a thing.
Like let's fight, or
No, like-
let's all go to the movies.
Like
Let's go.
Like when Russell Westbrook dunks over top of someone.
Yeah.
He stands over top of him and goes, "Let's go."
Really?
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't watch a lot of basketball.
I don't either, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I think he's playing for the. I was going to say the Washington Bullets. It's not the Bullets anymore. It's the Wizards.
I don't know. The last time I watched NBA basketball was pre-COVID, so, and that's not a joke.
Yeah, I don't actively watch it. I just saw that he set a triple-double record. So listen, I don't care about that.
Anyway,
I'm actively protesting the NBA, so I don't want anything to do with it. I just killed a bat.
really?
So listen, this is a crazy story. It actually happened yesterday. About 4 days ago,
All right.
Harrison comes into the living room and he's all freaking out. He's like, "There's a bird in the basement."
Yeah.
There's not a bird in the basement. Yeah, there is. I just saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay. I get up, walk downstairs, looking around. There's no bird.
There's no bird. Harrison,
Harrison, you're crazy.
you're off
You didn't
your
see a
rocker.
bird.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't." Like I talked him out of it.
Okay.
So then a day later,
Uh-huh.
he saw it again.
Yeah.
And he comes and tells us.
Harrison spent a lot of time in the basement?
Listen, yes. Well, he does. Yeah, he does a lot of time in the basement. And then a day later, and once again, I went back downstairs, can't find it. There's no bird.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, exactly. He's like, well, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm imagining it, whatever. So then a day later, Teddy and Gus find this bird in the kitchen.
Ah.
And they're freaking out. They're home alone.
Yeah.
I'm at work. Shelby's gone.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's in the house. It's like when we were kids and there was a wasp.
Yeah.
Everybody's freaking out. There's a bird in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get home from work, they tell me this.
Yeah.
I'm like, God. And I went downstairs again. I'm looking around. Guys, there's no bird.
Yeah.
There's no bird here.
Mm-hmm.
A day later. So this is 4 days in a row.
I think I see where this is going.
Day 4.
You let it off by, saying you killed the bat. So you
Yeah.
shouldn't have said you killed the bat first. You
In
should have
hindsight,
told
let's
this whole
start this
story.
whole thing over.
It's a story technique, but whatever. That's
Listen,
fine.
I didn't map it out.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going with the flow.
Okay.
Feeling the flow.
Uh-huh.
Doing
Do the bull dance.
Doing the bull dance. Feeling the flow. So I walk in. I come home from work. I open up the back door.
The bat
door.
Or the bat door, as some people
No, that's
call
what
it.
happened.
Uh-huh.
The bat flew right at my face as I opened up the door.
Yeah.
And I stumbled backwards.
Uh-huh.
And the bat flew right. And I knew it was a bat.
Yeah.
So bats are very erratic.
Jittery.
Mm-hmm. Birds flow.
Yeah. Birds are
Swoop.
cool.
Yeah, birds are very flowy.
Mm-hmm.
Bats are very jagged.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the right word
Because
is.
they don't have feathers. The feathers help them float. You know what I mean?
Well, what about a
bats-
pterodactyl?
Pterodactyl?
Whatever they're called.
First of all, it's a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
And secondly,
I bet they were swoopy.
they did
didn't
have feathers.
No.
Yeah,
Listen,
dinosaurs had feathers.
according to Jeff Goldblum.
Well, I mean,
What does he know?
they
They do run in packs. They do run in herds.
They have
No, that's not.
they have feathers. Anyway, what?
It's mediocre at best.
I used to have one. There was a phrase that I just can't remember the phrase. Something like that, but I don't have it anymore.
Did you ever see the meme? It was like the first meme I've ever seen in my life.
Boy, I wish I could remember the first meme I ever saw.
I know the first meme I've ever saw because someone printed.
I don't even remember life before memes. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know. I can't even remember like when they just made their way into society.
Okay, so listen, this meme was before cell phones. Before smartphones.
Okay.
This meme was still when there was like texting phones.
Uh-huh.
And someone printed it off on copy paper, posted it in the bathroom stall at work.
Uh-huh.
And it was a picture of Jeff Goldblum. And it says, Jeff Goldblum is watching you poop. And it had like the crazy eyes Jeff Goldblum, like back when he was, what's that movie, The Fly?
Yeah.
He was like crazy looking, big, bug-eyed.
Yeah.
And that was the first meme I've ever saw.
Wow. What a long way we've come.
It was on paper.
As society. I mean,
a meme on
probably inkjet printer.
It probably that might have been LaserJet.
Okay.
It wasn't like a dot matrix or anything. Yeah. That was my first meme. Anyways, back to the bat.
Uh-huh.
So I open up the door, it flies right at my face.
Yeah.
I stumble backwards. What's going on? It flew back downstairs. And I thought, let me open up the door.
Yeah.
Because the bat will fly out.
Sure.
That's the plan.
Yeah. The best case scenario, that bat finds its way out.
Yes. So I turn around, I open up the door, and as I do it, it's flying right back at my face.
Jeez.
And so I fell down. I hit my back against our like little side rail that comes out of the kitchen, and I hit the ground, and the bat flew and landed right at my foot. Like right, literally
On the ground.
on the ground.
Next to your foot.
Because I think I startled it
Yeah.
too. I mean, it was like all this craziness all at once.
It's a lot going on.
It was a lot. The bat it was too much for the bat. It was too much for
This
me.
would be a different story if the bat was telling it later. But anyway,
Well, listen.
the bat's not telling any stories.
It's not
because
telling
you
any
already
stories.
led with the fact that you killed the bat.
I did kill the bat. The bat lands about that far from my shoe. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what do I do? I try to trap it? So I instantly put my foot on it.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really think this through.
No, you didn't have time.
It was all like, listen, this happened like in 0.7 seconds. It was like a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
It all happened at once.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking through. And so I ended up stepping, and I think it tried to fly away as I stepped on it. And so now I'm stepping on the back half of the bat.
What's your shoe situation, pants situation?
Exactly what I'm wearing now.
Okay, this is a good situation in which to step on a bat. Is this the foot that the bat stepped on?
It was, yeah, it is. It was right there.
All right.
Do you see any bat blood? No. I didn't squish anything.
No, there appears to be no leftover.
Those are my work boots.
bat
So they're
residue.
steel-toed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're it's
See,
a nice
I would be in trouble. So if I was, like that thing would be biting my toe, So
Here, let's put your foot up there. That's going to be the screenshot for
right there.
for the podcast.
This is the situation you want.
Yeah,
If
not
you're
the
stepping on a
sandal.
bat, you don't want this situation. All right.
So I instantly put my foot on it, and I stepped on the back half as it was trying to get away, and its wings are going, and it's looking up at me.
Well, bats don't look. I mean, they can't see.
I saw its eyes.
It's sonar. But anyway.
Well, it was looking right at me, and it had its teeth, and it was biting my shoe.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're fine. Those shoes, you're
They're
gonna
steel-toed boots.
Bite all day, bat.
Have fun.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at it. I'm stepping on this bat. It's freaking out. Actually, my back has been hurting, but when I fell and hit my back against that rail, it's hurting even more.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know if I can bend over and grab it. I don't know. Like, what am I going to do? I don't want to lift my foot up because I don't want it to fly off. So I call Harrison. I had my cell phone on me. I said, Harrison, come downstairs now.
I found your bird.
I didn't say that. I said, come downstairs now. He took his time.
Of course he did.
Like, now is now. What does Dad want?
I'll be there in a minute.
He probably wants me to take out the trash. No. So he comes downstairs.
I regularly ask Levi to take out the trash while he's playing video games, and every single time I do, I think of the movie with Tim Allen, Space, where he was it was a Star Trek spoof.
Galaxy Quest.
I think of Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
That kid at the end when he's helping save the universe and he takes the
Mom!
trash out for his
Yeah.
mom. Every single time I do. And I was like, do it now, bud. He's like, okay. And he goes and he hurries back, So
I wish my daughter would take out the trash when I told her.
Well,
Told her 7 times this week. You know how many times she took out the trash?
less than 7?
Yes. And so I just asked my son Harrison. We'll see if when I get home if the trash is out.
Anyway, so Harrison does not jump.
He does not immediately come downstairs. And I hear him working his way down. I'm looking at it, and it's still biting my foot, still screeching, flapping its wings. And finally, he comes downstairs, and he looks at it. And I'm like, I found your bird. and I said, it's not a bird, it's a bat.
Yeah, you idiot.
You idiot. What do you think you...
Can't
believe I raised
Public
you.
school education. There it is.
Yeah.
Public school.
Can't tell the difference between a bat and a bird.
I don't know what people are doing now.
And so he has a pair of boots similar to mine. I bought him a pair so he could do work stuff.
Sure.
The work stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it was sitting on the staircase.
The boots.
Yeah. He goes, what do I do? I said, grab that boot and smack it in the head.
Yeah.
So the idea is, once again, another steel toe.
Sure.
He took it and smacked it in the head.
And it died.
It died.
Oh, good. So Harrison killed it. You didn't kill it.
That's true. I guess I didn't kill the bat. Harrison killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a mutual killing.
Yeah. He couldn't have done it without you.
Correct. I probably could have done it without him.
Just put that other foot right on top of him.
Well, it was
Crunch.
on the stair.
Oh.
So, like, it was leaning off the stair. I could not.
I see.
It was a weird situation.
Yeah.
And so, then we put it in a Walmart bag, tie it up, throw it outside.
Yeah. Walmart bag. There's no other way to go.
It's the best way. It's the
Hey,
coffin for the bat.
Bring me a Walmart bag. And then he brings you a Kroger bag. What did I
He
say?
said Walmart bag.
We don't
How many times do I have to tell you?
I don't put I don't put bats in Kroger bags, okay?
Yeah.
They don't deserve the dignity.
That's how the coronavirus got out.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that. They used a Kroger bag instead of a Walmart bag.
Yeah.
At the Wuhan virus.
The Wuhan the
laboratory.
local Wuhan
Yeah.
Kroger.
Anyways, I don't want to get banned. So as we're cleaning up, I tell him, I said, pick it up and put it in the bag. And I had a pair of old work gloves that they're falling apart. I'm getting ready to throw them away anyways. So I gave him one glove. He reaches down, grabs a bat, puts it in the bag. I tie it up, and I untie it, and I say, let's go ahead and throw that glove away. So he grabs it with his other hand and take it
Come
off.
on.
I'm like, dude,
Once again.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I said, the reason why I had you, because it's gross.
Yeah.
They might have diseases. We don't know.
Well, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it could be anything.
Anything.
Anything, literally.
You could
anything.
be Agent Zero. You could this whatever the next thing is, it's going to be all your fault.
Come to my house. You can. I should save that bat because I
You
probably need
should
to figure
for
out
science.
for science. Yeah. So so I had to teach him all that stuff. He had obviously why would you touch your hand on the thing? So as we're done, he finishes with this statement. He goes, he looks at me like dead serious. Just that's probably the most exciting thing that's going to happen all summer. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, we still have a long ways to go.
Yeah,
a lot
come
can
on.
happen.
All sorts of different critters
But
could
for
find
him
their
to
way
think-
in here. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was the whole scenario. Like, he saw this bird in the basement twice. The boy saw it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I'm convinced there's no bird, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold on to that story. And there was no bird. It was a bat.
It was a
now,
bat.
I would have saved the bat's life if I had a place to put it or could have let it out if it wasn't going to come back in. I just can't have a bat in our kitchen.
It's for me.
For me?
For me, some people are different. You know what I mean?
Listen, I like bats.
Do I like bats? I don't mind them. I know they eat a lot of mosquitoes,
Yes.
so that's not bad.
Yeah.
But in my kitchen,
Yeah.
nah, that's a pass for me. For me, maybe other people like bats.
Yeah. So then I went to go tell him the story. I said it was so quick. I didn't even know what was happening. And I said, did I ever tell you I caught a mouse?
Yeah.
You were there for this one.
Yeah, I remember when you caught the mouse.
We were picking up chairs at a...
You could not have... What you did then, you could not do that today.
I just killed a bat.
Well, I'm just saying, you
How many people kill bats?
Well, you can't even bend over now. So there's
Technically, that is true.
But you chased the thing down.
I did.
You
So
you're a high school kid.
I was 16. We were picking up chairs in a gymnasium, and a mouse from nowhere just took off running. And at the edge of the basketball court, there was like a a stage area, and there's nowhere for it to go because it was carpeted the whole way.
Yeah.
And so this mouse,
You got it cornered.
Listen, I was 16. I had no idea. It was so reactionary.
There was no plan B. There was
no plan A.
Yeah, there was just...
It was no plan at all. The mouse takes off. I take off after it.
Your hunter instincts kicked in.
They kicked in. And I got right up to
our ancestors were chasing down woolly mammoths,
Yeah.
and you're chasing down a mouse.
Listen, and I did.
Yeah, you did.
And I trapped the mouse up against the stage area with my foot, and I went to pick it up by the back of the neck,
Yeah,
and the thing
as you
turned
do.
around and bit me.
Yeah.
And I threw it down. I think I broke its neck. It died.
Yeah.
And there was an older guy there. He was about 65, 70 at the time. And
He's much older now.
yeah, so this was 20 years ago. He's probably pushing 80.
Yeah.
And he looks at everybody. He's like, I've never seen it. I've never seen that. I've never seen anybody chase down a mouse and kill
Yeah.
it.
Felt good, didn't it?
It felt really good. So, do you remember the raccoon story?
Yeah, I love the raccoon story.
So we were,
About the same age, somewhere around there.
16, 15, right in there. And, well, I was driving, so I had to have been 16 or 17, and you were 15 or 16. And we were taking out trash. We had worked at a private school as janitors.
It's
so
one of the big dumpster trash cans
Right.
that's got two lids on the top that you can pull up and down,
And
then it's got two
sliders.
side sliding doors.
Right.
So there's 4 ways into this trash can.
Correct. And so we go, we get all the trash, we get the big trash bags, and I would throw it on top of my car, and we would drive it to the dumpster because it wasn't super close. And we're taking out 10, 12 bags at a time.
Yeah.
And it was a 1981 Honda Civic hatchback.
Yeah, it was.
I put the hatchback up, kind of give it like a
Yeah.
little cone area to throw
the
the
right
bags
way to
on. And so we drive over there, and we open up the side of the dumpster to throw the bags in, and a raccoon pops its head up in the window, close it right away. I'm like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, I've got 12 bags of trash.
And this thing is locked in there. Somebody else locked it in there.
Well,
Right?
it could have locked itself in.
Or it climbed in, someone else threw trash in, didn't know it was in there, and then shut the door on it.
Right.
That
right,
could
right,
have happened too.
Yeah. The top
Either way, we got a lot of trash, and we got
Nowhere to put it.
raccoon trash can problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you do in that situation?
Well, it's a tough.
I know what
What
I
the heck
did.
would you do in a situation like that?
What do you think? Freaking 12 gauge. So I went to grab a shovel. Now, I didn't have a whole lot of weapons to choose from.
No.
I'm 16.
No.
I'm looking in the maintenance closet. It was either a shovel or a broom. I'd rather a shovel.
No, a shovel is the right way to go. It's got some heft, some weight.
What else am I
You
going to
could
use?
Decapitate it. You could hit it. You could turn it
I'm
around
not
and poke
advocating for animal cruelty.
No, we're not trying to be cruel to it.
I
but
just
we
need
also
to
don't
get
want
the
it to
trash.
jump out and bite us.
Yeah. So I think you opened the door. And
You know what? I'm going to tell you what I think happened is I think that we, and you refresh my memory if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think that we located a shovel and a squirt gun somehow. And if I remember correctly, and I don't think I'm making this up, my thought was that I would open up the side door just enough to get the squirt gun handle in, and I would just start squirting it, and then I would freak it out. So, and then you would open up the other door so it would jump out, and then when it jumped out, you could, eliminate it.
I don't think that's what happened. Listen, I think we probably had that scenario. We found a squirt gun and a shovel.
I feel like I remember. I mean, because I remember it jumped out.
This might have happened more than once.
It might have happened more than once. That's true. I remember that it jumped out. Like
It didn't jump out.
So
Okay, this
there's
happened
2
twice.
squirt gun. There's 2 raccoon incidents.
Okay.
Then anyway,
So you tell yours. I'll finish mine.
well, in mine, I almost feel like there were a couple more people there. Like I think it was,
Okay.
But we opened up to one side to squirt it in to kind of scare it out.
Yeah.
And you were standing outside with the other door open, waiting for it to jump out to eliminate it. And it jumped out, and then you smashed it.
I do remember that.
Yeah, you
I do
crushed
remember
it on the head with the back of the shovel, and the raccoon, God is my witness, went and it ran away. Shook it off and ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do remember that.
All right. Well, I mean, I make things up sometimes, but I have a vivid
No, I
memory.
do
of that.
remember that now. Because was Buster there?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think Buster was there.
It was probably his idea to get the squirt gun, would be my guess.
Come to think of it, Jad was probably there too.
He had to have been.
So That's so you're stupid. So
So this is another
the
incident.
other incident. So this was you opened up the door and the thing popped up in the window again, the little cubby hole, and I smacked it in the face.
Oh, okay.
Doing.
Yeah.
And it went backwards.
Yeah.
And then we closed it again. Like,
What do we do now?
what do we do? And I think we ended up taking the shovel and propping the top lid open.
And then just throwing
Flipped
it
it over, and then we just threw the stuff in the top.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to open that by hand and have it come at me.
Yeah.
You know, raccoons are scary.
And smart too.
They really are.
smart.
Well, I mean, how smart could it be? It got stuck in a dumpster.
Well, okay. Who hasn't though?
So my last 4 days have been exhilarating.
I have not had that much excitement personally. I do have one thing happening in my. I think I mentioned it before.
I have one thing happening in my life.
one thing
Yeah,
happening in my
married
life right
kids.
now.
I mean, you know.
I'm moving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have a new domicile
I don't know what that
pretty
is.
soon, and so I'm selling my house. Have I talked about my new neighbors?
No.
Okay.
At your old house.
So it's the house I currently live in.
Okay.
The house that is currently in the process of being sold. And there are some the way my backyard works is it butts up against the backyard of a couple other houses, right? And so there's one house that has a fence. You know what they say about good fences? You know, good fences make good neighbors. You know, and then the other house does not have a fence. I don't have a fence, so it's kind of our yards. The corners of our yards touch. The old neighbors, I did not have much of a relationship with. They were very nice enough people or whatever, but it was not like, you know.
Yeah.
So at this point, my house is not technically on the market yet. And I haven't really told anybody that I'm selling the house. We're just making this decision.
Yeah.
So it's not something I've been talking about or I don't know. And these new neighbors come. And we're in the backyard, and they kind of like walk over and, you know, hey, how you doing? Hey, we just bought the house. Oh, yeah, we saw it was for sale, and congratulations. Hope you like it. You know, da-da-da-da-da. And I realized kind of early in the conversation, like, I should probably tell them that I'm going to be selling my house, but I feel a little self-conscious about it because I haven't told anybody else, and it seemed weird to tell them first.
Yeah, because you don't know these people.
I don't know these people, you know, and it's a very, I don't know, it's kind of a anxious time in my life and things like that, and selling the house is a big decision, and I really made the decision, but not like really, really made the decision. Yeah. It's weird to tell these people first that I'm going to sell my house. Yeah. So we had this whole conversation with them, and they're like, well, this is great. We love, like, the fact that we get to know our neighbors. That's great. And we never really know. I'm like, that's awesome. You know, I mean,
did you have a sign up front?
No, we did not.
Okay.
So, and he would, and then he was telling me where the kids went to school, and I said, yeah, there's a bus drop off right in the neighborhood here. And he was like, would it be a big deal if they walked through your yard to get to our house? I'm like, I don't care. That's fine. They walk through I got no problem with that, you know? And so we're talking about all these things, and literally like a week later, the for sale sign is up.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to them since, but I'm concerned that their thought is that, well, they moved in, so I move out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I met them, and I'm out of here.
People Mexican?
They're not.
Okay.
And so that
would be awkward.
That's my first concern. My second concern, is that I don't know. Then now it's just like that. They're like, well, why didn't you tell us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're sitting there and you didn't tell it. Like you could have mentioned that you were going to move.
Yeah.
But I don't know them well enough to even have that conversation.
Right,
so
right.
My plan is just to never run into them ever again and not have that conversation.
Marion's not that big.
Also, when you move,
yeah.
What's the right? Do you go and tell all your neighbors, hey, just so you know, I'm going to have my house on the market? I don't know.
They'll see the sign.
Well, they see the sign, and then I have to have the awkward conversation.
I think if they approach you.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
I don't think it's your job.
It's not incumbent upon me to be like, hey.
You do not have to proactively tell all of your neighbors.
For some reason, I feel this pressure. Like
now, listen, I think you messed
them.
up because, no, you did. It was a reactionary. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to proactively tell them, but reacting to their comment of, oh, we can't wait to get our, you know what, we're we're looking at another place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how long we're going to be neighbors.
Yeah.
That would have been a good thing. Not like I'm selling my house.
I know.
You could have said, listen,
I know.
we're exploring other options. And so, listen, as long as we're neighbors, let's do campfires, let's do s'mores, let's do all sorts of stuff. But
I feel so bad about this.
yeah. You should probably bring him cookies.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
And I saw him outside mowing the other day. I was like, should I go talk to him and be like, listen, man, I don't know. I didn't mention it. It was weird.
Yeah.
You know,
That
I
would
was,
have been the right
I was a
thing.
little self-conscious about it, but I just shut my blinds and turned off all the lights and just waited for him to get done, you know.
Like an old person on Halloween.
Yeah, I feel just the whole thing makes me just a little stressed to even think about.
Well,
So,
you're non-confrontational.
I am that whole fight or flight thing.
Yeah.
Yours is I'm going to chase
I'm going to chase the mouse, the bat,
down.
whatever, the raccoon.
I'm like, you know what? You just do your thing.
Nobody needs
you
to
know,
do
like
that.
I don't. What do I got against
I
this
don't need
mouse?
that in my life.
I don't. This is not my business. You know what this mouse does. You know, I don't need to make it my business.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We are wired different that way. I see a mouse, I chase it.
No, yeah,
You see a mouse,
I know. I'm not. See, here's the thing. I'm not afraid of mice. It's not like I'm afraid of it.
but you're not.
But I'm like, I don't need to. I'm not proving anything to anybody. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, go do your thing. Now, if it's my house.
yeah.
And for the cleanliness of my house, I'm going to do something about it probably,
Yeah.
definitely. But, I just think by nature, I'm definitely more non-confrontational.
That is true. I can't help it.
I know.
Like, it just pops up.
As much as it is my nature to be non-confrontational, it's your nature to be confrontational.
I have to actively reject confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't, I fall into it.
Yeah. If you don't think before you speak, it's going to happen. Yeah. Well, obviously.
Well, what do you want to do?
So we could let's just tell the story. So Stella just graduated high school, which I don't even know, honestly.
She did.
I mean,
she met all the requirements.
The school that she graduated from.
There's like 250 students in the class.
How many times have you walked in the doors of that school, Stella?
Maybe like 50.
That's fine.
50 times.
It's everything's weird, but she's also a junior.
Last year, she was a sophomore at a separate school.
Uh-huh.
We moved her because of the hybrid schedule,
All of the
remote, all
garbage,
the stuff. We
yeah.
moved her. And so she was going a couple days a week. And then all of a sudden, she's looking at some colleges. She met with a guidance counselor, looked at her ACT score, and said, well, we can just graduate you this year.
I'm like, okay, this
Yeah.
is dumb. I don't even want to be here.
Well,
So
yeah, she had senioritis as a sophomore. So she just, last year a sophomore, this year
yeah.
graduated.
I'm really hoping my son, who's in the same grade, doesn't start asking questions because I'd like him to finish his senior year.
Does he know
Be like,
that she graduated?
yeah, he knows she graduated.
Okay.
So,
Oh, by the way, we invite you and your wife to Stella's graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And what a piece of work.
I brought Michaela.
Yeah.
Well, first of all,
She's
Michaela's friends with Stella.
We didn't
so
invite Michaela. If we wanted Michaela to come, we would have invited
I
Michaela.
didn't. I don't realize you invited us.
You were standing there at the same in this room.
I asked you
Like,
how
do
many tickets
do-
you have, and you said, "Well, we have 2."
I would have
And
bought
so
you a third.
Then we had to decide, well, who gets the 2 tickets?
Yeah.
I only thought we had 2, so we had to choose. We definitely wanted Michaela to go because Michaela's friends with Stella.
I didn't know
and
this.
so then it was either me or Erica, and
I thought
she
this
had
was
work
an
to do.
adult
so.
event.
Well, Michaela's almost an adult. She can drive, not by herself. But, so.
So at graduation.
Anyway, we're at graduation. It's at the Harding football field, and good amount of people there. Not a lot of mask wearers. That made me happy.
I didn't
Everybody's
see any mask
I saw a
wearers.
couple.
Okay.
Everybody's pretty packed together.
You know, I did see though.
What?
It was 100 degrees out.
It wasn't 100, but it was hot.
Felt like 100.
Mhm.
Some guy had Crocs and socks on.
Yeah. Why?
Now listen.
Mhm.
Have I put Crocs and socks on in the
Sure.
wintertime to
Sure.
go outside real quick?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
It's 100 degrees out. This guy's wearing Crocs and socks.
I would say there was just an interesting swath of people at that particular
Interesting
graduation.
is
I
an
mean,
understatement.
Basically kind of like every segment of society that
Yes.
that exists in America.
The mayor was there.
Yeah.
He was all fancied up.
Sure.
But then you got the guy in Crocs and socks.
The mayor of Marion was
Yeah.
there.
Democrat.
Did you vote for him?
No.
No. I voted for the other guy. The other guy owns like a local grocery store or
He
something.
looks like Listen,
The other guy,
he looks like Kevin from The Office.
he had some bad PR people.
He did. I feel like I could be mayor of Marion.
Well,
I could probably win.
if it's in between you and a Democrat, I'm gonna have some thinking.
Listen,
Yeah.
automatically, you're gonna have some thinking to do.
I'm not saying. I mean, voting for you is like voting for me. It was like voting for Donald Trump. It was like hold my nose and vote for Donald Trump. Anyway,
So everybody in Marion is there.
everybody who's anybody or in it.
It's
in
the
it.
It's the who's who of Marion.
It's the who's who and the who's not of Marion is all there and everywhere in between.
Yeah.
The who's not. They should definitely make a who's not
Yeah.
list. You know. So
The who's who, you have to pay money to be in the
Yeah,
who's
I know
who.
it's ridiculous. Weren't you in the who's who?
Maybe. I think in 1996 I was in the who's who.
What a racket. So we're there. We got some pretty good seats,
Yeah.
I guess.
On the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's graduation, so it's not like there's any action or anything.
Yeah.
But we got some decent seats. We're sitting there about halfway up the stands.
12 rows up.
And first of all, well, like you said, it's hot. Secondly, the principal of Harding at the beginning announces, "Hey, thank you for coming and showing your support. Once we have started the graduation, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the handing out of the diplomas.
Yeah.
Please do not stand up. Please do not go to the bathroom at that time. We don't want you to be in anybody's way when they're trying to take a picture. Please respect that time.
And I think she said no excessive celebrations.
And no excessive noises or celebrations.
Right.
Right. Because we want every kid to get there,
Right.
Because if somebody's there recording it, whoops. That's
that's
you.
me.
Hey. Are we doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we're fine. Well, Shelby, so tonight,
Yeah.
Gideon has a soccer game.
You got a lot of irons in the fire. If she calls again, like immediately,
calls again, I have
then
to
I think
answer.
you have to get it.
I'm supposed to be in 3 different places right now, and I'm at none of them.
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
okay. She gave me the thumbs up.
Oh,
Well, there's a button on there, call back later.
okay.
So I have half an hour.
So anyway, and she makes this announcement about like
No excessive celebration.
yeah. So that way, if
Please
I'm
be
recording,
respectful
and
of
I know
everybody.
Stella Owings
Right.
is after
Well, it's
Billy
alphabetical.
Owens.
Osborne.
Osborne. No. Yep. So then I'm waiting,
Yeah.
right, and recording. But if Billy's family is going crazy while they say Stella's name,
Then
then
I
don't.
missed it.
I missed it.
Right.
So it's a very reasonable. I find it's a reasonable
Yes,
ask.
I agree.
So
Otherwise, it would be extended by 3 hours because
It'd
you would
be
have to stop
ridiculous.
and pause between every.
So the so all the speeches, and it's all like, okay,
It's awful.
I mean, I understand the valedictorian, the salutatorian, and the class president.
Listen,
they should get to.
I've got some beef with that.
Okay.
They've got a 6.7 on their GPA. That's not possible.
Listen, some people are book smart,
Yeah.
and some people are good in public in front of people.
These
you know?
people are neither.
Well, I think they're probably book smart.
I don't know.
I thought the
They did not
salutatorian.
sound like it.
I give credit to the salutatorian. I think she was the best of the three.
Is she the one that did the Star Wars quote?
No, that was the boy. The valedictorian did Star Wars quote, and he
Okay.
murdered it.
Yeah.
The salutatorian,
Not in a good way.
she's-
Sometimes you could say murder it.
he murdered it, man. You
Dude,
crushed
he murdered
it.
it.
He murdered.
No,
No,
he murdered it.
Salutatorian, full disclosure, is my neighbor, so I'm predisposed to be
Oh,
rooting for
see,
her.
that's why you're.
But I
okay.
thought she was very natural. She's like, "What?" The first thing she said is like, "Wow, there's a lot of people here. There's more people than I thought." And I thought, you kind of recognize that.
Okay.
You get people on your side. Anyway, the high school kids get a total pass. That's very intimidating.
Okay.
You're 17, 18 years old. Speaking in front of that many people is intimidating. So
Yeah.
you say whatever you want to say as long as you want to say it, whatever. It's the adults, man. Nobody cares about what you're saying.
That's true.
Nobody wants to be like, I remember thinking back when you were in kindergarten. Oh, the kindergarten years. And then we got to go through
Yeah.
every stupid memory you have in 100-degree heat when all I want to do is hear the word Stella Owings.
Yeah.
And
she's 75% of the way through.
yeah, and I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't think I can make it,
Yeah.
So we get through all of that, okay? And then they start to line up or whatever,
Right.
and they're going to start handing out the
Diplomas.
The diplomas. So we got a couple about 2 rows in front of us to the right.
Yeah.
Past-
There's an aisle.
There's
in
an
between,
aisle
yeah.
in between. We're on the end. They're on the end. Right close to one another. They're about 2 levels down, 2 rows down, and they pull out a couple of tiny little air horn thingies.
Yeah.
And I saw them unpack them and unwrap them. And I thought, okay, all right, they want to come here.
Yeah.
And they got their child or niece or nephew or something.
Right.
And so when they say, whatever the name is,
Are you going to make one up?
I was gonna make one up based upon a P and Keel sketch, but I didn't. Like, I don't know. So when they hear the name, Michael Adams said,
His name was not going to be Michael Adams. Yeah.
I think, you know what? I got no problem with
I
that.
have no problem with that either.
Is it going to the edge of what she's allowing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going right to the edge.
Yeah.
But if it's a short, like, and then like,
Yeah.
woohoo, yeah,
And then the next person.
and then the next person,
Right.
you know what? That's kind of cool.
That's fine.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Well, they pull these things out, and immediately here's, first of all, public service announcement. Okay, if you're going to a graduation
Yeah.
and you've brought an air horn, first of all, I'm with you, man. Like, awesome, congratulations,
Right,
great
right,
idea.
Right.
Try that baby out at home. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
put it together, get a feel for it at home,
Yeah.
like, get a sense of, like, this is how it works.
Yeah. Obviously, they did not do
Maybe
that.
this is broken. Maybe,
Right.
we paid $3 for this at Family Dollar. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work. And they did not do that. They literally unwrapped it while they were there, and he had one. He gave one to I'm assuming his wife. And they're kind of messing with them, and they can't get them to work. I mean,
Yeah.
she's like going like this, and he's like, like hitting it, and then they're taking it off and putting it back together.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, like a little squeak would come out,
Yeah.
and they're like, and God bless the people in front of them for not turning around and just losing their crap, because the whole time they're holding it, and like the person's head is like right there.
Yeah,
And
right in
they're
front.
like doing all this, and then it's like right, and like just randomly. Just throughout
Yeah.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
there's just like a random noise would
Probably
happen.
good we weren't in front of them.
Yeah,
Me.
no, I loved the angle that I was at. For me, to get from the A's to the O's went a lot faster because I was
We just
laughing at
watching
them.
I couldn't help it.
Because
I
this
was
guy,
laughing.
I was
the
laughing out loud.
whole
I couldn't
time.
help it. The guy is like, and just when every once in a while he'd get it to make the sound, and then he would be like, yeah, I got this. Okay, I got this. All right, I got this. And then I don't know, like 50 seconds later, he's like
taking it apart and looking at it like
and he's like hitting it. Oh.
yeah.
So and it seemed like there were a couple of times where he must have known a lot of people there, because there were a couple of times where he wanted it to go off and it wouldn't go off. And then every once in a while he'd just be sitting there just kind of messing with it. You know what I mean? And then it would just go off, and then he like couldn't stop it from going off. It was comical.
It was
It was
comical.
really funny, and I'm glad that he came with it, because it made my time at the graduation.
I'll always remember that.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
So back to the, hey, don't stand up when
Yes.
people are getting announced.
So I've got a really nice camera.
Yeah.
With a long lens.
Mm-hmm.
And so from where we're sitting, I can zoom in and get a fairly tight shot on the stage where they're handing
And
out
you're
the diploma.
and we're all looking because it's alphabetical, and we're all
Yes.
waiting for it to get to those O's for
Right.
Stella Owens.
There's like 6 O's, and she's
6
the last
O's.
of the O's.
There's like 7,000 people are graduating at this thing. Like
Yeah.
it's a crazy. And so we've waited all the way to get to these
Right.
O's. And she's like, we're at the O's.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Like,
straight
it's
up
game
at
time.
the O's. It's game time. There's
That's
only
right.
7 O's. She's the last of the O's.
Right.
And this is it, man. Get that zoom, figure out where I'm going, where she's going to be.
Right.
And I'm just start clicking it like I'm
Right,
a
right,
nature
right, right.
photographer. So,
They were trying to get the attention of someone in the bleachers across from us.
yeah, I thought, or in Caledonia. Like, I don't know. Like, it was someone a long way away.
Yeah, she's on the phone saying, "I'm over here."
And she is in your direct line of sight.
yeah, she's between me and the stage.
So my heart rate starts to go up because
Yeah.
I know you got to take this picture, and I don't think there's anything that she can do about it. And so I'm starting to think, what should we do? And so I'm starting to come up with my game plan. Like, I'm sorry, excuse me, could you just, I just need you to, if I say if you could just, and just as I'm thinking, like someone ought to do something, you say, sit down.
Yeah. So first of all, I have the camera and I'm zoomed in.
Yeah.
And I see her hand in front of my lens.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, because if I get the shot and without doing anything, I'll just get the shot. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not.
She could not be more in your shot.
No, she was 100% in the way. She could not.
If she was 3 feet over to the right or 3 feet over to the left, it would have been fine.
If she was trying to get in the way, I don't know if she could do a better job. That's how much in the way she was. Yeah, like where's he at? Where's this? Okay,
right there. Okay.
And so I'm zoomed in, and I see the hand, and we're on like the third O, and so like we got 3 more, and then her. That's it.
Yeah.
And so
this is go time.
With the camera, I go, sit down.
And that was, I want to say that you're exaggerating. Like
No.
I want to tell the people that are watching or listening that was it was not an
Well, I
exaggeration.
backed away from the microphone because I didn't want to.
And she,
it was loud.
to her credit, smiles, turns around, says, "I'm sorry," and sits down.
Yeah.
And
her husband was fine too.
everybody was fine.
Yeah.
It was totally understandable.
Yeah,
There, no hard feelings.
no hard feelings.
But yet, the weirdo that I am, and I'm in the row in front of you, as far as she knows, I'm not even related to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
a guy.
yeah,
I say, I'm sorry. This is what I say. I'm sorry. Why am I sorry? First of all, you're the one that yelled at her. Second of all, she should be sorry because of what she was doing. I literally didn't do anything. I wasn't a part of it. You don't need to be apologized for because you did nothing wrong.
Right.
But I can't help it.
Yeah.
As much as you can't stop yourself from yelling, sit down,
Right.
it just came out. That's how I'm sorry came out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I still have the camera, and you say I'm sorry. She turns around. I don't even know if she might thought you yelled it.
I think she did.
I'm sorry. I know. I just. That was pretty great.
Oh my gosh.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, I'm
That moment that like speaks about everything about who we are.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
listen, I don't, because I told the guy even after all that happened, I'm like, hey, it's all good. My daughter, I said, better cheer for her, and they were laughing. We're all having a good time.
yeah, I'll let the horn off. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And my daughter sitting beside me just goes like this, like she just
Yeah.
puts her head down.
you're
But-
part of this family, Michaela.
This is the way it is. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. And that's our personalities in a nutshell right there.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, I watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Jason, have we ever talked about Bennett on the show?
I don't think
I don't think we've ever mentioned Bennett.
Yeah.
Bennett was our youth pastor. No longer our youth pastor.
No.
His decision.
I don't want to teach these kids. Killing raccoons in a dumpster.
But Bennett played the guitar.
Uh-huh. And the multiple things. And the drums. And
Bennett could do one thing on everything. And every time I ever saw him pick up a guitar in his entire life, he would pick it up, and then he would do this. And he'd always make weird eye contact with you while he was doing it.
yeah. Make sure that you're aware that... Here, look into this camera.
Look into this camera.
Yeah.
This is you. Every time. Did you ever see him pick up a guitar and not do that?
No. And the same thing with the drums. He would look at you.
Like stare into your soul
Yeah.
while he plays the one beat and fill that he knows how to play.
Yeah.
Which, is more than most people can play, so give him credit.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. We are 44 minutes into the podcast. if you have made it this far, congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh,
You
man.
deserve a gold star.
Yeah.
Having said that, if you've made it 45 minutes now, you need to do two things.
Dose.
Click the like on whatever
Yeah.
platform you're at or whatever, and
Subscribe.
subscribe. But that's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
We're going to
Well,
do the
3
Netflix
things.
suggestion.
Uh-huh.
What is your suggestion?
Oh.
Not you.
I see.
The
So
listener.
type in good job.
No, don't,
What
no,
is your
no, no more
suggestion?
good job. We got so many good jobs. No more good job. Good job is so...
I like to know that I'm doing a good job.
Listen, you're
Makes
doing
me
a
feel
good job.
better.
Just don't write it. Write anything else. Don't write
So
good job.
just what your Netflix suggestion is,
Yeah.
and then something equivalent to good job.
Yeah. Maybe 2 separate comments.
Nice job.
Yeah, at 45 minutes.
Quality job.
Listen,
Great job.
this is not a great conversation to have at 2 minutes in because people are like,
Adequate occupation. It's kind of like good job.
you get that from a thesaurus?
No, just
Your own.
My own. Anyway, what's your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Fiddler on the Roof. What?
Slow week.
No, it's my favorite movie.
It's okay.
It is my favorite movie. I've seen it. Stella can witness to this. I've seen it 7 times
It's a
in the last 10 days.
Jewish musical.
Yeah, it's based on a Jewish town, culture, family.
It's a musical.
Yeah, it's a musical from, well, the one that's on Netflix was filmed in like 1971. So it feels a little.
I think that's the
1971-ish,
one, though, isn't
But
it?
that's the one. I mean, there's other ones, but that's the one. That's the one, the go-to. And the storyline is turn of the century, 1900, 1899, 1901, like right in there somewhere. In Russia, this town is filled with Jews, and their life is miserable. And the communist revolution is getting ready to happen, and the Jews are being forced out of their town. And so that's the basic storyline.
Except there's one guy with a fiddle on a roof, and he's like, "You're not going to get me off this roof or my
and then
fiddle."
They get the sniper out, and he falls down. No, it's a metaphor.
Ah,
They're trying to play out.
is it a?
Listen, I'm going to explain the Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay.
They're trying to play this beautiful music in life. Their life represents the fiddle, the music. But it's difficult to keep balance, and it's dangerous. No, that's super racist. Anyways,
It's not racist.
it's sexist or something, religionist.
Nationalistic.
I don't know.
Djangoistic.
Tribalism.
I don't know.
I love this movie.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's on Netflix.
All right.
I've seen it
It's a classic.
7 times in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's 3 hours
It's
long.
your new go-to.
It's my new go-to.
All right.
I watched it last night again. So,
Okay.
Fiddler on the Roof. What's yours?
Mine is also musical. So recently I've purchased the PBS Documentaries channel option on
Yeah, you mentioned
Amazon
that last
Prime,
week.
and I started watching Country Music by Ken Burns.
Mm.
So I think it's basically like his latest long documentary that
It's
he's
the
done.
newest one.
Yeah, I mean he's done I think smaller ones since then, but of like the long form ones where it's
Right,
like
right.
10 episodes and
Yeah.
like 2 hours apiece. So it's the history of country music. It's a bit pretentious because Ken Burns,
Yeah.
and so people kind of like waxing eloquently about country music is a bit much to take in some ways, but the music's interesting, and it's interesting to see the history of it,
Yeah.
like how this all kind of converged and how it was born out, and how the banjo is an African instrument, and how so you've got these African slaves mixed in with these like Irish immigrants and their songs, and then these British immigrants with their songs, and all of this stuff coming together, like up from New Orleans, and this kind of like weird soup of music that just kind of country music was kind of born out of.
Yeah.
It's got a little blues. It's got a little bit of everything,
yeah.
And anyway, it's pretty interesting, and it's called Country Music by Ken Burns.
Okay.
So that's my Netflix
I love a good doc.
suggestion. I like a good doc, and it's good. It's good. It's good. It's not of my favorite Ken Burns documentaries. Number 1's baseball. Number 2, Civil War.
Civil
War. I don't know if anybody will know what that's from. I mean, I love his Lewis and Clark documentary.
Yeah.
His Mark Twain documentary is really good. I actually just started watching Hemingway. Hemingway's his newest, but it's not as long.
Yeah.
And it's about Ernest Hemingway. It's all right. It's okay. I didn't know much about Ernest. Apparently, don't even know his name. Ernest Hemingway. I knew he wrote The Old Man and the Sea.
Yeah.
But
I think he was a drunk.
He liked the liquor. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
To be a drunk?
Yeah. If you.
I mean, I think there's something wrong with being a drunk. Yeah.
I don't know.
If
it's your lifestyle.
If you're a drunk,
He was a very good writer, wasn't he?
he was a great writer.
Yeah.
If you're a drunk, maybe reconsider your lifestyle. You know,
Well, if he's a writer that drinks.
that's different than he was a drunk.
I think he was a writer that liked to drink.
Okay, well, that's
Borderline
one thing.
drunk.
That's what. Well, he had some self-destructive habits. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You
Which
know,
made him
but
fantastic.
he was a war veteran.
Yeah.
You know, he had a lot of stuff to go through. So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
I got like 3 really good stories, and I don't have time.
Yeah.
So next week, you got to tune in.
I got a great thing about flat bowls. That's my.
That's called a plate.
Oh, Jason. You just did it. Erica told Levi, "Could you give me a bowl from the thing?" And he gave her a bowl. He's like, "No, one of the flat bowls." He's like, "Why didn't you just say a plate?" But we can.
Sorry, blew it.
I mean, you completely.
Well,
I guess
to me
it's
that
an
makes
older
sense.
kid thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, Babu, sit. Good dog.